There's a lot contained in the title, 5 skills every sports card collector investor should be working on to make money in sports cards. But the main thing I want you to take away from this video is that these are skills that you can practice, that you can get better at, and that will serve you long into the future. I've been into sports cards since childhood, and it's always been very much a hobby for me, until the summer of 2018 when I started to look at it as a way to make money doing something that I loved. It was at that point that I really started working on the skills contained in this list, and my passion and love for the hobby has grown as I gained the pride of endless hours of work paying off with experience and ability. In 2018, I probably made about $500 in the hobby, but that grew considerably when I started grading cards, and this year I should conservatively make about $25,000 from card sales, YouTube, and other alternative investments. That's the first skill I think any collector investor should focus on. Practice grading cards. You can never be too good at it. Grading is something that every collector and investor should be working to get better at. And the first step I normally lead people to is PSA's stated grading scale, to see what they look for in a card in a certain grade. I often refer back to it, and there is a link down in the description. One of the best resources for learning to grade cards is eBay. Looking at graded listings of cards you're working on will give you a much better idea of centering requirements and how they deduct for certain flaws. It's not enough to know just what a perfect card is, but knowing a range of grades from a 7 to a 10 will give you a leg up on the competition. There are very few perfect cards in the world. Practice makes perfect. Spend time grading cards. Even if you're sending cards to StarStock or a grading service that does a review, being good at grading cards will make you much better at assessing value when buying raw cards to submit. Which brings me to my next point. Cards in different grades at different times to different people can have different values. And it's important to know when to hold out for a higher price or when to sell low and take what you can get. Now, eBay sold listings are an awesome resource for determining the value of cards. Another is PSA's historical pricing, or APR. It goes back much further in time than eBay. Also, get used to checking what the value of a card is on the different selling platforms that you use. Outside of eBay, I mainly use StarStock and COMC, so I often refer to those sites to see what the cards are selling for on there to give myself a leg up on the competition or just a different perspective. Now, I was very hesitant to start sending cards to StarStock, which brings me to the next skill that I think everyone should be working on. Yes, keeping an open mind is a skill that you can practice and get better at. I really like StarStock now, and I feel like they're using their platform to bring real value to the hobby. I didn't like NBA Top Shot at all when I first looked into it, but I decided to push through that feeling, and I've profited over $2,700 in the last 3 months. Look, new things are strange and sometimes scary, but what's the harm in trying out new things and finding out more? A great benefit to keeping an open mind to new additions to the hobby is it gives you a much better idea of where the hobby's going and what people are looking for. Or in other words, identifying market trends. Identifying market trends is a skill that on its own can make you a great deal of profit in the sports card industry. Being able to predict where the market is going is extremely powerful. I would recommend not only staying on top of the actual sports that you collect, but sports card news and content as well. Also, get out to card shows and card shops. See what people are excited about and see what's trending in the market. Just think of how much you could have made had you been able to identify the boom that we've seen in the last 12 months. Several people that were deep into the market saw the trend coming and capitalized on it. Before we get to the number one skill, if you're gaining value from this video, then please hit the like button. Also, if you'd like to interact with a community of sports card enthusiasts, then please check out the free CardCollex Discord. There's a link in the description. Now let's get on to the number one skill. There's no getting around it, guys. The number one skill that everyone should be working on is work. Workflow, work ethic, work efficiency. The more hours you put into this, the better you'll get at it. This is, in my opinion, the most important skill that there is. Being able to spend long hours sorting sports cards and creating eBay listings is not something that you're born with. But the more you work at it, the more efficient you'll become, and the more you'll enjoy it, knowing the pride of the effort that you've put in, and the more you'll profit from the greatest hobby in the world. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all being here. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. And please come back and visit me again at CardCollex.